with my alcohol.
Like, what's a girl gotta do around here to get the freaking power of needle? Like, seriously. Like, should I get on my fucking knees?
Big Brother Gossip.
I've woken up in the morning with every freaking...
I'm very sexually frustrated.
If you, took the boobs off of our bodies and laid them next to each other, hers would be bigger.
Big Brother Gossip.
Don't fuck with me right now, brother.
Boogie's a fucking asshole, and I don't want to keep him in this game.
You know, because he is such a douche, and he's so egotistical, and he thinks he's so good at this game.
And, I was kind of hoping you'd find up, you're pissed at me,
Oh, no, I'm really mad.
Big Brother Gossip.
I'm gonna fucking sit down there and eat some fucking food, Fruit Loops or whatever, cause that's what I want to do, and I'm gonna come out here and smoke, and I don't give a fuck who's out here.
Eat your fucking Fruit Loops. I ain't worried about it.
Can it, queens?
Thank you for being a douchewad.
I'm an idiot.
Stupid. Stupid.
Big Brother Gossip.
Who died and left you, boss? And I'm getting dragged down like I'm the biggest motherfucking piece of shit.
I wonder what everybody's saying.
About
on the live feeds, yeah.
They're probably comparing us to Jeff and Jordan.
Oh, absolutely.
That's comedy gold right there. You can put that on the Wikipedia.
Big Brother Gossip.
Welcome to the Big Brother Gossip Show. A great blast from the past there. Back when arguments were really arguments. And the girls, well, they were entertaining. It's the Big Brother Gossip Show. I am Scott Hudson, one of your hosts. I am joined by the other guy. Also, no, never mind. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Scott. Good
How you
to talk
doing?
to you. I'm doing all right.
And then, of course, our resident wino
Oh, my God.
from ColetteLala.com. It is the beautiful and talented Miss Colette Lala.
I was going to say good evening, but now I'm reconsidering. Was that my boyfriend, Willie?
Yes, that was.
Oh, I love me some Willie.
That was one of the great arguments in Big Brother history. That season was so much fun.
Until Willie left.
Yeah.
Didn't we talk to Willie?
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did a big show with Willie.
We did, but I said we've only ever had Amanda on.
I remember. I was so nervous. And then, remember before we went on, he thought he was saying really dirty stuff to me. Remember?
Yeah, oh yeah, I remember.
He was totally flirting with me on Skype before we went on.
It was funny.
Yeah.
And he had a whole room of people with him, too.
Yes. It was a bit hard to do.
Yeah.
I think we had high expectations. No, that was before.
That was the one time that our guests got drunker than we did.
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
All right, well, we don't have a whole lot to talk about this episode because...
These people suck.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. But we're going to make do. We always make do with what we have, and we always end up putting together a pretty good show, I think. Now, before we get started, we have to thank everybody who contributes to our Patreon site. That's patreon.com/BigBrotherGossip. I love each and every one of you. And also,
me too.
Special thanks to our executive producers, Jeremy Shoemaker, Allison Hargroves, and Linda Snow. Yay!
Thank you.
And, of course, this past Wednesday, Colette and I did episode 3 of the Drinking with Scott and Colette show.
Day drinking,
yes. Day Drinking with Scott and Colette. It's the new show that is making everyone...
That is sweeping the nation.
Yeah, exactly. And this one should, because we had some juicy info that nobody else has. Somehow...
It turns out one of our listeners was actually on Below Deck. And I got all the juicy inside scoop, and I revealed a lot of it on our secret show.
Yes, definitely worth the listen.
So it was awesome, and everybody loved it. So if you like Below Deck, if you like Bravo, you definitely want to listen to it.
Yes. And now...
Seriously, I need to stress how amazing this information was that I got.
Oh,
it was really, really, really good.
Seriously.
Really
if you're
good.
only in the $1 or $2 pledge level... You may want to bump it up to 3 just to hear the first 20 minutes of this show.
It was good.
Yeah, and so we will have another episode this Wednesday afternoon, and we are going to talk about the Real Housewives of Orange County and another episode of Below Deck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
that will be fun. Okay, we're going to move on then to the Big Brother Gossip mailbag. We got a couple this week. Anthony, we're going to have to wait till next week for yours. You've been great about giving us questions every single week, but the question that we did get, the other question we did get, is going to take a little bit of time to answer.
Yes.
This is a great question. Ben Brody writes, Scene. CBS has hired you to undertake the ambitious goal of making Big Brother better than it's been in years. After you personally fire Grodner and maybe Robin Cass, what do you do next? Replace Julie? Limit production interference with the players? Make sure every house guest is within an arm's reach of alcohol? Etc. Anything you propose will be implemented into the next season, no matter what. End scene. Now, the three of us could go hours and hours on this.
Yeah, we could.
We could have a bonus show just on that, but we're...
Ben Brody's a dickhead asshole. This question, you don't understand the stress this question caused me.
Well, it's going to make us think, or it has made us think.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was that good of a question.
Yes.
That good of a question that it literally gave me anxiety.
Brody, you're a dickhead asshole, but she means that in the nicest way possible.
I mean that with so much love.
Exactly. So I'm going to go first. I just have bullet points of what I would change. And number one, I would clean house. Grodner, gone. Casting, gone. Chen, gone. Wow.
Did you hit your microphone?
Yes. I was so
Were you
excited.
sweeping your arms?
I swept my own nation.
Enthusiasm.
Yes.
Wow.
See what you've done, Ben?
Oh, God. I would get rid of most of the editing crew because they sure have a template that they refuse to meander away from. Clean house. All right. Number two, fix the casting of the show. No wannabe actors. No reality show casting services. Casting decisions must be completed long before the show actually begins. We've been told throughout these 3 weeks. Some people Tiffany and Polly were contacted a week before the show started. Bronte too. That's inexcusable. Polly even supposedly knew that James is going in because Derek told him. That's bullshit.
Yep.
No stunt casting, no former players, no relatives of former players, no relatives of supposed pop stars. But I will say this, I'm not one of those purists who thinks that only superfans can be cast. I don't have a problem with people that don't know how the show works. It's kind of fun to watch them figure it out. Number three, a back-to-basics show. No twists that mess with the game. Rely more on the social aspect rather than being so comp-based. Pure DRs, not these pun-filled scripted cliches. Get rid of have-nots. Bring back food comps that reward the entire house or portions of the house. Number four.
No, I disagree with you there.
Well, that's fine.
You got your shot.
Number 4, Big Brother After Dark, back to Showtime.
Yeah, oh God, yes.
And number 5, feeds go live the day they enter the house.
Oh, like in Big Brother 1.
Yes. All right, Colette.
Okay. Well, just an FYI about the feeds going back to Showtime. They're showing the fuck words this season on Pop.
Yeah, but I don't get the channel. So.
I don't get it either.
Oh, well, losers, upgrade your cable.
That's
okay. Like I said, this question, I'm very prone to anxiety, and I pretty much just try to avoid it. But this question, like, really kind of drove me nuts and overwhelmed me, and I need a month in order to answer it properly and prepare a complete and thorough outline for how my big brother would rule the world. Since we don't have a month, I decided to focus on one thing and one thing only, which is the most important thing to me: casting.
Yes.
Casting is the backbone of Big Brother. Without successful casting, no amount of bells and whistles in the game will create an interesting season. First, Robin Cass, you're fired, bitch. Never show your face here again. My casting would focus on fans of the game, but not super fans. CBS viewers who have watched for years and maybe dabbled a bit in Big Brother After Dark, but I don't want super duper live feedsters like Adam or Michelle. Right. You definitely know.
Okay.
I would look for charisma. Number 1, I want motivated go-getters who aren't afraid to speak their minds. I'd pick people from various age groups, but no one too ugly. That's good. We want to see some pretty people. I'd include a couple hot messes, a la Bad Girls Club, maybe a drag queen or two. I want colorful, interesting people who delight me during casting auditions. Their videotape, I feel like Corey's casting audition was just him saying, yeah, I coach a baseball team in Texas, and I live with 25 roommates, and they do this, and we drink beer on the weekends, and we were in a fraternity. And I think that Robin, which is so enchanted by Corey's chiseled good looks, which I actually don't think he's very good looking, but people apparently do, I think that overrode his personality. So for me, you need to be super interesting during your casting audition. Self-confidence and a fighting spirit are key. And then after I've cast my 16 take no prisoner house guests, I don't care what happens game-wise because I've done my job, and the game will be kick-ass because I would have chosen the perfect people to play it.
Hurrah! I have a question, though.
What
didn't you like about my have-not thing?
I don't want have-nots anymore. I think it's
I
stupid.
said no have-nots.
No, you said... No, I thought you said you wanted food competitions.
No. Well,
to reward them, like on Big Brother UK. Where they...
it works over there. I don't know.
But that's not the major
thing.
thing.
That wouldn't be a priority for me.
Yeah, that's not a major thing. It was just one of the things I
You had
thought.
only 5 points, and it was one of the 5, so it seems pretty
Well, it was
major.
part of one of the 5. You didn't disagree with the other part of that.
I go now?
Yes.
Go, whatever.
We want to keep this short, remember? Okay, what I would do. I'm assuming that I'm taking over Allison's position. She's out the door. Forget about her. Take up the prize to $1 million. Take it out of my salary. I don't care. It should be $1 million. Make it
Well,
worth
that's dumb.
something. Well, hey, it's my game, my rules.
Okay.
I agree on all newbies. I don't care if they're super fans or not, but I don't want anybody who's been in the show before or is a sibling or a whatever. All newbies on the show. Get rid of the have-nots, but I would say you could bring back the old-style food competitions where the entire house is on or off crap for the week. I liked that when it happened. Now, granted, sometimes that went bad too, but I'd at least go back to that and screw the rest of this have-not crap where they put him in the have-not room and all that. I think it really drags people down. Roadkill. I'm okay with keeping the roadkill, I think, for now. But whoever wins it is not allowed to tell anybody else they want it. They are not allowed to. If we figure out they have told anybody else, they get a penalty. Kind of like a Big Brother UK thing where you're not allowed to talk about nominations. You can't tell anyone you won roadkill. Enforce some of these rules. Respect for Big Brother. Enforce the rules. Make them actually suffer and don't make all these threats, these hollow threats. Actually make them talk to Big Brother and not know the people on a personal level in the diary room. They just get too comfortable with all these people. I want to see it more like, again, UK, Australia, where they talk yes Big Brother, no Big Brother, and they don't say, oh, well, let's go talk to Marjorie in the diary room. Build a new area for comps like Big Brother Australia so that they can keep the backyard open all the time. And when they have a special competition, they open up the side doors, they walk into this other arena and do it in there, and then when they're done, they come back and they have the backyard to themselves. It opens up the space, they can do more sneaking around and talking with the bigger space. When they're all locked up inside, they get a bit stir-crazy. Finally, my last thing I had was something I talked about before the season even began with some people that listened to me talk, which was this whole 360 camera thing. This is the geeky part. This is the nerdy part.
Oh, God.
You know how they do virtual reality? Stick a 360 camera in like the safari room so that you can go on with your virtual goggle glasses and just look around the room and you're like right in the middle of all the
You're
houses.
such a dork.
You are such a nerd.
I know,
You are
but I could.
such a nerd.
But that would be such. Yeah. All right. I won't go on it. I just think that would be cool to do. That's it. That's all of them.
You really thought about that.
And a fully stocked bar at all times.
I'm fine with a fully stocked bar at all times.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know about
not 6 beers and a bottle of wine for 15
Right.
people.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I think we all had some great ideas. I would watch your 2 shows, and I think it would be fun.
Yep.
So thank you, our great Patreon supporter, Mr. Ben Brody.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank
Good
you, Ben.
question.
In fact,
We could
I'm
go
going to
all-
get. I think he deserves this. All right. Let's move into the few things that happened on the show this week.
Yes.
Very
And
few.
Mike is going to take over this first thing because I didn't really. I know what happened and I know when it happened, but I didn't care enough to pay attention, to be honest with you. But
All right.
okay, go for it.
All right, so actually Sunday night, which is when we did our last podcast, after our podcast, Davon is talking with a couple of people, and now off the top of my head, I can't remember who it was. It was maybe Nicole or Bridget, but I know that Zakia was one of them there. She was talking about, she'll say it, about being in the diary room and coming out and feeling like she needed to go after Tiffany. So play the first clip, and then we'll talk about the second clip.
Okay.
Why do you think she's gunning for you? She's in our freaking 501s.
Have you ever went to the secret world and kind of accidentally got a piece of information you weren't supposed to get?
No.
Okay, well, I did.
The Tokyo or the London room?
No, the private
Diary. Diarrhea.
You know what I mean? So, and I was sitting in the chair like, what'd you just say? And then I'm like, and I'm putting the pieces together, and I'm like, okay.
Damn.
That sucks.
Dang, I'd like a little hint. Yeah. Throw a little hint this way.
So, then, because I had already had my suspicions, but then kind of like,
Seal the deal.
and I'm like, oh, okay, she's gotta get the fuck out of here. She's gotta go.
The special room.
Yes, the diary room.
Or diarrhea room.
Or the diarrhea room, or the doctor's office. They've called it several things. So this happened, again, we did a show last Sunday. This happened later on that same night.
I got in trouble, so the DR in no way impacted anything or hinted to me anything about Tiffany, and I'm not going to say that as far as strategic reasons.
Okay.
That didn't happen.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks.
Now I have to tell Zakia.
Boy, that sounded like she was reading a prepared statement.
Didn't
What a
it?
liar. Of course the diary room's giving her info. They want the vets to stay as long as possible. Give me a break.
Yeah.
So first clip, she basically implies that the diary room said, somebody in the diary room said something to her that made her think that Tiffany was gunning for her, and then she comes back and goes, oh no, nothing they said influenced me, and I'm not allowed to use diary, whatever. Yeah, she something happened,
Whatever.
but she retracted all of it.
All right.
So that got some
And they
people
love
talking
her,
online.
and we can see it on the network shows. They love her for her DRs.
Yeah,
And
she's
she's
the
so,
only
like,
one.
over the top and ridiculous. And I know a lot of that is scripted, the stuff that
Well,
she's saying. They're
she
like,
reads
oh,
it
great
better
day,
than the rest.
Great day. Go with that day. Keep doing that. Because you know how she's always like serving up attitude in the DR. I
They
just
could've-
feel like they want her to last really, really long.
They could have painted her in a certain way on Thursday's show, and they apparently chose not to do it. And we'll talk about that when we get to that part of when we get to Thursday's show,
which will be in a couple minutes. But
Oh,
before we
wow,
get
yeah.
there,
oh yes,
I forgot to mention at the top of the show, but I remembered when you mentioned after last week's Sunday show,
right?
Because next week we will once again be recording on Sunday afternoon.
It's my fault. It's my fault. So if you're going to get mad at anybody, get mad at me.
Yes.
I have to go out of town again.
It's okay.
It'll
It worked
probably
well.
be around the same time as this last one was. We don't know for sure yet, but we will certainly be plastering the internet with our new time.
Oh, I thought you said we'd be plastered.
Well, we'll be that too.
That too.
It'll be day drinking with Mike, Scott, and Colette.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right, so we're going to move into Thursday's show, and there really wasn't a whole lot. I mean, Wednesday, nothing happened that was worthy of talking
Yeah, it was
about.
just Victor was on the fast boat out of town. Nothing was changing anything. Everybody knew Victor was going, so the rest of the week was very boring.
Yeah.
Everybody but Victor knew he was going.
Yes.
Right. Although the editors tried to make it look like that wasn't the case. They worked
that's true,
overtime on that.
Yeah.
But the one thing that they did show, not completely correct in my opinion,
right,
is the so-called almost disillusion of the 8-pack. And the way that they edited it is they all started to get mad at Frank because he was he talked to Jose last week.
Right.
And told him that he was the one, that kind of stuff. He was giving info to protect himself. Well, there was a clip that we didn't play last week that we had, and this is really where Day first started to get pissed off at Frank.
Right.
Fucking push the key over as much as possible.
He's a douche.
Don't ever say that. You can call me a dick, an asshole. Don't ever call me a douche. I'm not.
Frank's a douche.
All right. Well, Dave's a slut.
Only on Tuesday.
Only on Tuesday. Got the panties dropping down on a Tuesday.
So they were both joking around at this point.
Yeah, they were, weren't
She
they?
called him a
He
douche.
was actually really bothered by the douche.
Yeah, he said,
I have a
"Don't
feeling
call me
maybe
that."
he was called that a lot. I'm sure I
Oh.
called him that a lot on his season, that he was a douchebag. So obviously that's something that bothered him.
Yeah, and
But
they,
hey, I loved her reaction. I loved how she said, only on a Tuesday.
Yeah, that was-
And Dave's bugging me this season, but I give her props for that. I like that.
Yes, that was a good line. So it sounded at that point like everything was fine. They were getting along great. Well, Day had a temper tantrum the rest of that night over this whole slut thing. And that did carry on into other clips we'll be playing later.
Yeah, I mean, she literally went around the house like, Frank called me a slut. Frank called me a slut. She didn't give the backstory about this at all.
Yeah.
She neglected the part where she called him a douchebag.
Exactly. So, Mike, there was a lot of... I mean, Day was working overtime on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yep.
When she wasn't doing her hair for 14 straight hours.
Yeah.
She did her hair from
did do
11 a.m. to like midnight.
I don't understand her hair.
On Monday. She doesn't like her hair. She said she wanted her extension.
No, I mean, she came in with these amazing braids, but then is she taking them out and then re-putting? I thought that you went to a place and got them put. I thought it was like a weave that you put in. I didn't think they were like extensions where they're each put in.
She doesn't have
individually.
extensions, and she said she wants her mom to send in her extensions, but she also said that she's not happy with her hairstyle for more than like a day or two. She has to keep doing stuff to her. This is just what I heard in chat.
No, but I mean, okay, extensions.
Yeah.
Women, they're either like sewn in, glued in, or clipped in. Like Michelle, who washed hers accidentally in the washing machine, right? And they came out all tangled and crazy. Hers are cheap clip-in ones.
Yes.
The more expensive ones that'll cost you over $1,000, you go there and they literally sew them into your head or glue them in. So I thought that her braids. I'm not a black woman. I don't know how it works with black women's hair. I thought it was like a sewn-in thing. So when she it's like she takes them out and then rebraids them and puts them back in. So I don't understand how they're working. It's fascinating to me because and she even said one night she was so bored she was lying in bed and she counted her braids and she counted 170.
I think you've chosen the wrong co-host. Because I don't think Scott and I know anything about hair extensions.
I guess I'm asking this to like the audience. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with her hair because she does because I see her because she'll lay out. She takes her I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are like me watching this show. I thought she just had these great, beautiful braids in her hair that she got put in before the show, and those are there for the duration. That's what I thought. But I'll see her in the bathroom, and she kind of like, she's got pieces of hair lying on the bench, and she like combs them and fiddles with them, and then she messes around with her hair, and it looks like she's rebraiding it. So I have no idea what she's doing with her hair.
But she's there forever.
From a clueless white girl, I'm just throwing it out there that I don't know.
Two guys don't know nothing about it.
All right, so back to this whole 8-pack infighting thing.
Right.
We saw what CBS showed.
Right.
We just played that little clip of Frank and Day. What really happened that CBS didn't show?
So what they showed was they showed Frank saying, "I'm going to tell Paulie about the 8-pack," but or he told her I told him about the 8-pack.
Right.
And that was the only thing we saw of Dick. I'm like, "What? You did what?" And then he told Zakiya. That's the scenes we saw. What they haven't shown, in my note here where you kind of covered, I said Frank's strong personality, cockiness, and flatulent has been getting on everybody's nerves.
Especially the flatulence.
Farts all the time. He farts all the time.
So he has been driving people crazy. But Davon has had, as Scott said, had spent the last Monday, Tuesday, probably Wednesday as well, just totally gearing everybody up to, we're going after Frank next week. Frank is our target. Frank is our target. Frank is our target. She was the driving force behind the whole Frank. You saw her talking to James. What they didn't show was her seeing James. Oh yeah, Frank's making these alliances, and James like, how come Frank's is making side alliances with everybody but me? She got everybody turned on Frank. It was, matter of fact, on Thursday we heard them talking about how they were going to throw the team competition, and they got Michelle to agree to it in such a way that Michelle would throw it and know that she was safe so that they could get Frank nominated. That was the whole bit. If that had been a different competition, people would have been just throwing it down so that Frank would be able to be nominated. So she also said so I watched the show to see how it was, because I had to review for myself, and they showed Day saying, or I think Julie said it. Day said she's been heavily contemplating sending Tiff. Oh, she said in the diary room, I've been heavily contemplating sending Tiff home, but now I have to consider Frank. No, it was all Frank. So that clip in itself too was also geared to make you think, she got such a nice treatment by CBS.
Yes.
For everything that she did. They treated her very well. Everybody agreed last week it was Victor that was going. She's like, I may have to send home Tiffany. No, she never thought about sending home Tiffany. It was all Victor, Victor, Victor.
Right.
So that
she's probably talking about the next week. I may have to send home Tiffany next week.
Yeah.
I'll bet that's what the end of the line.
But the edit did not show all of this. So I think that's what you're asking. Said the 8-pack breaking apart, it fell apart in part because Frank wanted Tiffany out, but then everybody else turned and wanted Frank out. So there was multiple things going on here, and they really kind of skimmed over it.
Exactly.
Good enough?
Yes, very, very good. Otherwise, Thursday's show was very uneventful. We knew Victor was going. He did by 9-1 or whatever it was.
His speech.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
Oh, God.
I was with him until the speech.
Yes, you did. You said I hate.
And then I
tweeted
said
something.
No, I said Victor is dead to me now.
That's what you said.
That's what I said. Why did he do that? Why would he do? And he's so obsessed with like having a modeling or acting career, and he thinks he's going to go make $10,000 like with a modeling gig for his hair and stuff. And everybody in the house is making fun of him for this. And he gives that speech. Oh, I was so disappointed.
I didn't write any of it down even for the recap. It was so bad.
Yeah.
Then we ended with the HOH comp, which was again another mess.
Oh,
it was terrible. It was kind of cool, I think, to play it. I mean, you had a giant tennis racket, you had to bounce a ball up, and then it bounced around, and you got points. Right. Well, the camera angles were terrible.
Right.
The Julie's announcing is god awful as ever. Nobody knew who was doing anything.
No, and you couldn't, when they would flip from the overhead shot, or from the shot of the yard to the overhead shot of each table, you couldn't. I just couldn't. It didn't make sense.
They didn't line up. They did not line up.
In defense of Julie, which I can't even believe I'm going to say this in defense of Julie. See, I don't think she sees it. She has an earpiece in her ear, and some flunky behind the scenes is telling her what's going on, and so that's why.
Right, I would agree with that.
Very staccato and not live action,
but it was just, there was just too much going on. So.
Yeah, and
so is this new guy from Canada apparently that they brought in? Is that what this is?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, this is really just the goth thing kind of redone.
What was convenient about it was that because they did have 4 teams, they did I think 11 shots. I figured out, or 10 or 11 shots. So it would be like a 10-question quiz. Time wise, it didn't take any longer because they had broken it up in teams. But
right.
It was just way too, visually it was too hard to figure out. It was like, okay, who's eliminated now? I couldn't look at the scores. You couldn't look at the balls. Then people were they were going out. If they missed, they dropped off, and you couldn't tell where's their ball. Oh, look, it's not on the thing. So
yeah, it was just very bizarre. Shockingly, Bridget won.
Yes,
very shockingly.
Why? It was a luck of the draw thing.
Yeah, it was a luck
of the tennis, right? You had no control over it.
It was
at that point.
We can talk about it in a minute, yeah.
Well, yeah, because afterwards, Michelle had a little bit of a claim that sent the internet a buzzing.
Our board kind of felt kind of rigged. Really? Because it would, tilt this way, so all the balls would almost go like that.
Wow.
Because even Frank said something. I was like, that's weird. Did yours do the same thing?
I didn't.
Maybe they wanted Frank to stay.
I think they want Frank to stay.
Yeah, for sure. That kid has 9 lives. He has the best luck ever. In his season, just luck after luck after luck after luck.
Bridget has the best luck ever?
No,
Frank.
Oh, I thought she said she.
No.
Oh, okay.
This guy has the best luck ever, whatever he said.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't believe it was unlevel. I think that's bullshit. What do you think, Mike?
It was not on by as I talked to both of you about, and I tweeted a little bit. I watched the damn thing like 4 times over. I actually charted out where each ball went for each thing. The
nerd
actually,
alert.
Yes, nerd alert. Bridget actually got to, because of the way people fell out, Bridget actually got to bounce the ball 7 times. Natalie got to do it 6 times and Paul 6. They were on 3 different teams. The purple actually had more to one side than the yellow, and they were side by side. Because what it was the center was the low numbers and the high numbers were on each end, except for the very last on each end was a 0 or a 1.
I thought like
1 or
a
a 2.
0 or a 1 was
yeah,
on
or
the
1
end.
or a 2 on each end.
Yeah.
And then it started in the middle going odd and even going out to it. So, and then the other thing I did, just to be super nerdy, is I took the average score, the total score for each team, averaged it for the number of shots.
You are such a dork.
Oh yeah, the yellow.
My God.
So the blue team, which was Natalie's team, averaged 14.9 points per shot. The yellow team was 12.4. That was Brittany's. So they were second in average. It just was the luck of the draw. On the ones where Brittany or somebody on the yellow team happened to get a low number, somebody else either bounced out or got an even lower number. But if you look at it, it was totally random. There's no conspiracy, nothing, blah, blah, whatever.
Right.
And that's it.
And that's why
Mike's
this
a nerd.
wasn't
Oh.
a you-know-what, and
Oh,
I didn't
yes.
get to sing the theme song for
No.
the you-know-what, because I didn't think it qualified as a you-know-what.
It did
so I'm
not.
going to say what
No.
it was, so that's why I said, Mike, you take it, you explain it.
The official, going by the official rules of the Big
To be
Brother Gossip
you-know-what,
Show.
It's got to be a real you-know-what.
Yes,
I will-
exactly.
A clown shoe?
Clown shoes, definitely.
Clown shoe, yes. I only sing for clown shoes.
Oh, clown shoe was my favorite moment in Big Brother history. All right, so that concludes the Thursday night broadcast, and the feeds came live pretty quickly after. I mean, almost immediately after that. And we kind of knew what was going to go on even before the feeds came on. But we
Nothing?
nothing.
Nothing was going to go on?
Yeah. But apparently Frank was already thinking about who should be put up, and other people were thinking about who should be put up. And we start off, Mike, you got this clip about Polly.
Right. So within literally 5 minutes of the show coming back, the feeds coming back, Polly is talking to Davon and a couple either, but this is a whisper one, but he's talking about, they were all on course to put out Frank, so that didn't happen. So there is this other alliance, which I don't think we've talked about, that's developed in the last week, which is the Showmance Alliance. So that's what they're calling it.
Yeah, they showed it on the show Thursday night, and Day doesn't like it, but
right,
it exists.
Day's the 5th person of the Showmance. So it's Nicole and Corey and Paulie and Zakiya, which neither of those are real showmances, but they're calling it that, plus Davon. And so what you'll hear here in very much whispering is Paulie saying, we just got to keep our group safe, and we'll work on Frank next week.
We get through this week, no casualties. At least within the 5 of us, no casualties. Make it out of the week. Figure it out next week.
Keep us safe, stay strong, no casualties.
Right, no casualties. We'll get it. We'll get him next week, kind of a thing. So that was the right afterwards. They're already working on that. So yeah.
Well, and then basically for one night at least, Frank took over the HOH. He was up there almost every moment of that first night, and he wasn't shy about what he wanted.
Yeah, that's what I think. Tiffany and Paul.
Okay.
You want to put up? Obviously, I want Tiffany.
Yeah, I could care less.
And then I think the house will be happy about that. I think there'll be like another Jose, another Victor out the door, another somebody. Because her paranoia is just nobody wants to deal with it. I mean, people were leaving the room when Victor came in, and people are leaving the room when she comes in. Nobody wants to be around.
I don't even know where she is half the time.
Exactly. She's always all up in some corner.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Everybody always knows where Tiffany is. She never leaves her bed.
Yeah.
Bridget's such a pussy.
Yeah, Bridget sucks.
She's weak.
By the way,
She's a
it's
follower.
Brittany. I keep calling her Bridget.
What?
Oh, it's Bridget. You're right. I was calling her Brittany. It's me.
No,
You're right.
Yeah, well...
Doesn't really matter.
It really doesn't. Here's some more of Frank claiming he's speaking for the house.
Girls are any kids?
No, absolutely not.
Really?
Absolutely.
I don't think so because I don't know.
Day and Z don't like her. Yes, and
How do you know?
because I talked to them. I talked to everybody, you know. But obviously Tiffany has me on her radar. So I've already been testing the waters the last few days to see who would be on board with getting her out, you know, next week, because that was my plan. When she told me, when I found out she wanted me out before jury, first thing I had to do was see, you know, who'd be on board getting her out. And so that's what I would do is I went around just kind of asking people, you know, what's your feeling on Tiffany? What do you think about Tiffany? You know, and the consensus is nobody really cares for her that much. It's not personal. I feel bad. I'm always looking at the camera apologizing. I don't want people to think that I'm saying that they don't like her like that. It's just in the game, because she's so emotional, you can't play this game emotional. And you can't work with somebody who plays emotional. And that's why nobody wants her around. Because
The funniest thing about this is the only woman that would talk to Bridget before she won HOH was Tiffany. The only person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the other girls were talking to her a little bit, and by the other
Well, I
girls,
mean, outside of those two other meaningless twits.
Okay. Yes. The other girls from the 8-pack, all the fatal 5 girls.
Right. The caddy girls.
Right.
All right. So, you know, usually when someone wins HOH, they wheel and deal, and they make promises for the next week or 2 weeks and safety, all this stuff. Not Bridget. No, not Bridget. Zakiya comes up, or it wasn't even upstairs. This was in one of the bedrooms. She just asked Zakiya for twerking lessons. You're safe, girl. Just give me some twerking lessons. But sometime in the middle of the night, Tiffany came up to talk to Bridget.
Yeah. I mean, are you like kind of just up in the air right now? Or are you...
I'm so up in the air. It's so crazy because like I mean I literally took all last week to like turn my cogs, you know, and like I was just thinking of, I thought I had down like, you know, if everyone in the house besides me got HOH, like who would they put up, you know, and like all this kind of stuff, but I never thought of myself winning.
Neither did we.
Not once.
Neither did we.
I see.
It's kind of crazy.
I know, it's a lot.
I keep biting my nails.
Well, one thing I can
gotta
totally
stop.
offer you, like, and as far as like, or whatever, I don't even want to say deal, because first of all, that sounds like something my sister would say or whatever, and that's not me. But like, I feel like,
oh, Vanessa.
I know. No, I'm not her, I promise. Is like, you were never even on my radar at all. Like, hello, why would I even tell you those things that I told you about like girls working together and stuff? Like,
yeah.
And I know that's something that's like really hard to do in this game, especially when we're like on different teams and aligned with so many different people, you know, but like I do want a girl to win, like at the end, you know, like that would be so amazing.
Me too. I think all the girls do.
I know.
How does the Russo mother tell the difference between those two?
Yeah, on the
I don't
phone
know.
she can't. But okay,
No.
Bridget and that giggle.
Oh.
That's all she does is giggle. It's the only thing she's good at. Giggling.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, last year, I pointed out Liz and Julia's what the fuck right? This year, it's Bridget's giggle. Once you notice it and you start paying attention to it, it will haunt your nightmares. You cannot unhear it. And I'm kind of sorry, not sorry, but I had to reveal it. You guys, if I have to suffer, then so do all of you.
Yes, I completely agree, and I've been suffering since Thursday night.
Watch it. I'm telling you, watch for it. Every conversation Bridget has.
I suffered a lot last
I will work on it.
And even worse,
work on my Bridget giggle. I don't know if I can get it. I will work on it. I will practice. And maybe we'll have a contest about it. I don't know.
Even worse, though, not only do we have the Bridget giggle, but anytime the feeds go down for competitions, we now have the twins back on.
Yes, they were back on this week.
Ugh, God, they
Watch,
scare me.
see, why do you hate them so much? They brought me great joy last
Liz-
season. Why are you being so hateful to them?
Liz
we got
likes us.
burn out to them. We got the most amazing contest ever out of them.
Yeah.
That's
we
true.
had so much fun from the twins.
Liz
Why are you
likes
being
us,
so-
or at least
What?
yeah. Liz likes our. Well, she likes my. she
She's
follows
never
me.
heard our show.
Well, she follows me. And she says she likes us. So I don't know.
I
taking
find
over.
that very hard to believe.
I really would love to know if she's heard our contest, or can we like cut
I'll
it
ask
and
her.
send it to her?
We should.
I'll ask
Well,
her.
I do have that.
I kind of want to do that.
Let's do it. Okay.
I'll do it. She'll be a good sport about it. Even if she hates
Yeah.
it, she'll still be a good sport about it.
So, Mike, you have something you want to say about this?
Yeah. The thing we didn't talk about. So that was Tiffany talking to Bridget. That was like the whole house was all on board. We're getting Tiffany. Tiffany's going, and so they did not want Bridget to be alone with Tiffany because they were afraid that Tiffany would out the 8-pack to Bridget.
Right.
And then also actually the one I don't follow Vanessa, but someone retweeted something Vanessa said, which was what Tiffany needed to do was to go up to Bridget and say, "Oh, by the way, Frank, he's the one who put you up with the roadkill the first time around.
Yes.
How can you trust anything he tells you before nominations? Thinking that maybe I'm gonna." But she didn't do any of that. She's never outed the 8-pack to Bridget or anything. So they were all paranoid. They're like, "Oh, we'll just laugh it off and pretend." But deny, I think is what Davon said. But it didn't happen.
To be honest,
yeah,
those girls don't need to be told about the 8-pack because if they haven't figured it out yet, you have 8 people that hang around together all the time.
No, I don't think that's fair to say. Just because you've got Polly in the mix, I think Polly.
Yeah, Paulie wasn't a member. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't in the 8-pack.
Okay. Okay. Well, then we move to the real controversy of the week. And I'm interested in how or if CBS will even acknowledge its presence.
I don't think they will.
This is about 1:30 in the morning, and really, this is about an hour. This entire controversy was an hour, almost exactly. It starts off. Frank is in one of the bedrooms talking to Polly, and I think Paul.
Corey.
No, Polly and Corey.
It was Corey and Polly.
Yes. And they get done with the chat. He kind of is giving them an update on Bridget, and he walks out, and the cameras are still on that bedroom, and you hear this.
Stop hitting me on my head, Frank.
She's not serious. What's up, bro? I'm sorry, Day. No, I mean...
No, it's cool, Frank. Stop.
So, okay, you heard this.
Yep.
And then you heard Day saying, "Stop slapping my ass," which I've never heard him do before. I mean...
He'd done it at some point.
That was the 4th time he's done it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Then she ran into the bathroom crying.
She went back. I'm not trying to be super technical, but she ran back in the have-not room. Paulie and Corey saw her go into the have-not room, and they chased after her. They were hugging her. That's when Frank stuck his head in and said, "I'm sorry."
Okay.
So.
And then I will say this: the people that were running the production that night were doing a really good job of cutting to what people were doing and saying after this. Because this next clip, I've cut out the dead air parts.
Yes.
But this is all from one cam in like a minute and a half of footage. They were going from cam to cam.
Yo, man, this shit ain't cool, man.
Did he say something again?
Yeah, he needs
Did
to
you want to
just
go to DR?
leave her alone.
I know.
Like, I'm about to get in this shit. And I really don't give a damn.
Did he say something again?
Like, I'm about to...
I'm going to DR. I almost just lost my chance.
Yeah, go to
I
DR.
almost just hugged him. I almost just did it.
What'd you do?
I just popped her on the butt.
You gotta stop.
Well, I've done it and she never seemed mad about it. I don't know.
Nah. Some people don't mind it.
Well, she didn't seem like I'm wondering if she just came out of the DR. I wonder if she...
Maybe. Don't worry about it.
So you had James there playing tough guy. If he doesn't quit this.
Right.
Then you had Day crying, continuing to cry. And then you have Frank, which he says this a couple more times in this hour. I do this all the time to people.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go.
Go.
I hate Frank. I want to put that out there. Okay? I think everybody knows that. I despise him. But this, and I feel like people are going to expect me to say the opposite of what I'm about to say, but I can't lie. So this was obviously a joke, the smacking of the ass. And Day should have said something to him after the first time he did it. Okay? And she said later, after all this, that she was scared to make a big deal about it because one little thing in the house, you know, if it turns into a drama, it could get you sent home. So instead, she's been keeping this bottled up, and here we are 4 smacks later, and now she's crying over it. Now, if you don't think Frank is going to go after her now, you're nuts. He'll want her out sooner rather than later because now he knows just how upset she is with him. I don't know why she cried. I don't know why she reacted the way she did. There's another clip I think we're going to play that I have another comment about, but Frank's a goofball. Okay, and he does this shit all the time to everybody. I don't, and you know, and I try to put myself in her position, and how would I feel if he did that to me once, and I felt that it was wrong? I'd be like, look, don't ever do that again.
Right.
And that's what I would do, and that's what I want. This is the message I want to get out to women, okay? Because I feel like this is turned into a broader subject online, so I'm going to make it into a broader subject on this show. If a man or woman, anybody, treats you in a way that you don't want to be treated, tell them immediately. Tell them you don't like the way that they are handling you, touching you, speaking to you, treating you. Okay? You need to do it immediately. And if that doesn't nip it in the bud, then you have a right to complain, go off, do whatever you need to do because that person obviously doesn't give a shit about you, doesn't respect you, doesn't value you. Okay? And Day was fine with it. And like I said, this was like the 4th slap. And she was fine and she laughed. So if somebody's joking around with me, like let's say someone's putting ice down my bra, right? And they do that once. And I'm like, oh my God, you're such a jerk. Why did you do that? And I take it out. And then they do it again 2 days later. Oh my God, why did you do that? And then like a week later, they've done it 6 times. And I go, you fucking did what? And I start crying. No, I'm sorry, but that's kind of my fault. It is, because I didn't nip it in the bud. I just said the first thing, look, don't be an asshole. Don't do that. Stop it. I mean, you don't have to say that. When I get it, it's Big Brother and Day is afraid, you know, of the repercussions of the game. And I think that's maybe, you know, and she even said this, like I said, is this coming across? I don't know. I don't, and this is nothing that I've had. This is like totally on the top.
Let me just say this. I'm hesitant to even say any opinion of this because of the SJWs all over the place.
What does that mean?
Social justice warriors.
Oh.
I've said lots about this.
I don't want to go on an apology to her.
That women should speak up to them for themselves immediately and never let anybody treat them like shit. That is my stance. Right. So if you're weak, if you can't do this, get strong. Empower yourself. Be a badass. Pretend you are a badass. Pretend you can speak. Just be an actress for that one moment in your life where a guy's making you feel like shit. Be a fucking badass and say, look, get your hands off me. Right. Okay?
And also, I mean, there's people in our chat saying, you heard her yell. Well, yeah, she yelled at the 4th time, and he hasn't done it since because he knows now not to do it.
Yeah, exactly. This stopped it because she told him to stop it. So had she, but the first 3 times you're giggling, like I said, with the whole like ice down the bra. If you giggle, or like James with the pranks.
Well, look at what she said. We played the clip earlier where she called him a douchebag. He said, "Don't do it," and she did it again. Now I'm hesitant to bring that up because somebody will say this isn't the same thing. Well, Frank did say, "Don't do that."
Yeah,
and she still did it.
Yeah,
now,
and then so he retaliated and said, "Well, you're a slut."
So that's again, this is not a compare because I know no matter the problem is, Colette, you can say some of these things because you're a woman. But as a man, if I say too much of it, people are going to think that I'm.
If there's
Yeah,
one
I don't
thing
support female brutality.
If there's one thing I want to get across, I just want women to empower themselves. That's all. I want you guys to be strong and speak up for yourself. If anybody in any walk of life ever makes you feel uncomfortable, speak up for yourself.
So my spin on it that because I've talked about this several times this week, and some of what I said really ticked people off, and I said I knew it was going to, but I said if you can take half a step back from this and look at what has gone on, what had gone on in Day's day, or in the last 48 or 72 hours, Day had it out for Frank, wanted Frank out badly, and then the wheels came off because Frank was safe for another week. So emotionally, Day's already ticked off at Frank because he's staying around for a whole nother week. Frank, laughing and joking, has no clue that Day's been gunning for him, walks by and smacks her on the butt. That, to me, may have played into part of Day's reaction because she was already emotionally just ticked off at Frank and couldn't let it out. So she took that opportunity to finally blow up. And again, I'm saying this knowing that people are going to be yelling and screaming at me saying you cannot bring this into it, but I do personally think it played a part in the game. That's my opinion, but I'm not justifying Frank's actions in any way, shape, or form.
Nobody is. We're not saying we're not saying it's Day's fault either. We're saying that she needed to nip it in the bud right away.
Yep.
And by the way, Day is no shrinking violet.
She's a badass.
Yeah.
Yep.
She is.
She is. And I'm sorry. This whole he needs to be fired bullshit.
Yeah, no, and I feel like I need to emphasize, I hate Frank. I hate him. Please, if there is any opportunity for me to just nail Frank, go against him, oh my God, just kill this guy on this I would take that chance in a heartbeat. Oh my God, I totally would. And to kind of sort of echo what Mike said, wait, what did you say, Mike? Something like gameplay. Yeah, gameplay. Yeah. She wants him out and all this stuff. Actually, this goes back to the slut thing. Like, she keeps telling this story. He called me a slut. He called me. She has retold that story around the house to all the women. I want to say like 20 times. She's told it to Nicole. She's told it to Zakia. She's told it to Michelle. She tells everybody, he called me slut. He called me slut. We heard that clip. That was kind of a joke because she called him a douchebag.
Yeah.
Okay, so the game is always in play, and Day is not she's not a shrinking violet like Scott said. She's not innocent here. She's playing the game as well, and this crying thing, it took me by surprise because I didn't realize it bothered her that much because she's never fucking said anything about it before because it's happened before. She never did anything about it before.
Yeah.
And by the way, those that don't agree with our three takes on it, that's fine.
This is an opinion show.
I'm not going to debate it with anybody. I mean, we discussed it. We had to discuss it because it was part of the week. But my only thing is, I plead anyone to not try to get their real world screwed up. Let them take their lumps in the game. I mean, Day has told everybody what a creep Frank is. Everybody now wants Frank out. He's not going to be in there much longer.
No.
Unless he wins every single comp for the next month and a half.
Which he did a lot of.
The house. Frank, supposedly stinks, has the worst body ever, and goes around the house farting all the time. I would pick up on that on day 2, and I would nail him. I would use that to get him out of the house. That would be, if I was Day, oh my God, what I would do with all that information that I have about Frank being a disgusting fucking pig and talking about his mud butt and his diarrhea and he eats like 18. He eats like he's Michael Phelps. Doesn't Michael Phelps eat like 16,000 calories a day because he swims all the time? Frank eats everything in that entire house. There are so many things to nail Frank on.
Yes, and we have some more clips that will.
Yes, do it.
All right, well, let's get through this and then we'll move on to other things. We've got a couple more clips. This is Day and Zakia talking about the incident.
Slapping me on my ass, always talking about my titties, calling me a slut, telling me to shut my damn mouth. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Every time I walk past him, ooh, they titty sitting right.
What?
So you can
Yeah,
say
you
that.
talk about my ass? He lifted up my shirt one time and like popped me like.
Yep,
"You
I remember that.
And then again, I was brushing my teeth.
I thank God that God caught me because I was this close. Like, his face was right here. I felt it. Oh, God, I felt it.
Don't.
I didn't.
Anytime you feel like that, just go into the DR.
Yeah, I didn't do nothing.
He's not worth you risking your game for.
No, not at all.
I can't wait to see him square.
It's hard letting him do that and not saying nothing. I'm raising a daughter. I don't want my daughter to look back at these episodes and be like, oh, so it's okay for a man to call a girl a slut?
Oh,
it's
for
okay
sure.
for a man to smack a woman on her ass?
sure.
It's okay for a man to say, ooh, titty sitting right? No!
So obnoxious, everything that he does.
That's not right.
Any comments?
Yeah, I have one. But the way you guys are reacting, are we getting crucified in the chat or something right now? Because
By some people.
I'm like,
Well,
I'm
we're gonna
almost
get-
like scared to say my opinion.
No,
now.
no. No, don't worry about
We
chat.
live in a weird world now where I'm even scared to write a review on an artist that's led by a female.
It's okay. So the only thing I was going to comment on is the thing that Day said about her daughter. My daughter's watching this. I don't want her to think that this is okay. Oh, give me a break. Obviously, Frank should be touching the girls in a manner that makes them feel uncomfortable. But the whole daughter bullshit had my eyes rolling. The world is a fucked up place, and men do shitty things to women all the time. Your daughter is going to learn that soon enough, and she's going to learn it from somebody way before she watches some guy just playfully smack your ass on the show. I feel like that was a PC reaction to a very non-threatening act. And I feel like that was almost like, this is what I have to say, because I'm a single mother raising my daughter. And I felt like that was just a PC thing that she felt she had to say.
Yeah, well, they're not going to show. I don't think they're going to show any of this on. Her daughter's never going to see this unless her daughter's watching the live feeds.
Well, let's get through all the clips before we talk about how CBS handles it.
All right.
So Polly played White Knight. He took Frank out of the HOH and by the chessboards. This is a really hard, you got to pay attention to this clip.
Just the way I grew up, bro. I get it, you fucking around. It's just, well, I mean, yeah, it's just, because I'm just thinking of it like, if that was my sister, I'd be like, who the fuck is this guy? Yeah. And like, imagine like one day we're gonna have like fucking baby girls and that shit. It's like, you know, I fuck around with my family. Yeah. And everything like that. And like, my sister's walking by, I'll try and mess with her. You know, my girlfriend's like, it's like the line is there. No, it's like that, but I talked to her and she's like, I think she's just like, I think there's just a lot. She's missing her daughter, type thing, and it's like, this is videotaped and all that shit. And she's like, I don't want my daughter growing up thinking it's acceptable. She's like, I get it, you know, but I'm just telling you, boy to boy, like I ain't gonna fucking blow your shit up in front of people, type stuff. But I'm just telling you like that, you know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. No, everything's all good.
And that's exactly what needed to be done.
Yeah.
Okay, but wait, I wonder, why is Polly even warning Frank? Polly wants Frank out.
Well, he's being Dudley Do Right. He's doing the right thing.
Yeah, I don't.
But I would. This is Big
I think
Brother.
they're setting this game aside for that bit of it. I don't think Paulie has. I don't think it mattered to Paulie about the game. I think he really just. I mean, that's what was Frank saying in that comment? Frank was saying, "I do this with my friends and my family." You know,
his grandmother.
Well, that's the next clip.
But I will say this: my wife and I will occasionally playfully smack each other on the butt when we're walking.
Yeah, we know you're into S&M.
Yes. Sorry, but my point is that I think I personally, and I'm not trying to project what Frank is thinking, but I really do feel that Frank's mind, he didn't mean anything towards Day in a negative way. It was just a playful.
My family is very playful and touchy-feely and all that
locker
too.
room smack on the butt. I'm a jock of a guy, and this is what we do. that is the sense that's in Frank's mind how it was going. And that's what he was telling Paulie right there. It's like, this is what I do with my family. I do this with people I care about as a friendly thing. And Day has now become part of that family. And this is Paulie saying, yeah, you can't do that with this part of your family. Or,
And again, we're not saying it's right.
Yeah, no, but is anybody listening? Do you ever joke around with your family? Like with my little brother, oh my God, we tease each other all the time, punch each other, whatever. That's just, it's affection. You know, like I have a lot of brothers and sisters, a big family. We all have great senses of humor. We touchy, feely, all this stuff to each other. That's how I grew up. That's how I just know how to communicate. I mean, right now, I'm talking, my hands are flailing all over the place. That's just how I talk. That's just how I am. I'm a very passionate person. That's how I express myself. I feel like, again, I fucking hate Frank. I hate him. I would never fucking defend him. But I feel like this is just how he grew up, a little bit like I did. Touchy-feely, punch each other in the shoulder, pat each other on the butt. We were the same way. It's nothing sexual. It's how you play.
Colette, I'm sorry. The chat room, because that is our live feedback. So we're getting this response to the chat room. This is not his family. This is not his friend. These are coworkers. These people have lived together for 4 weeks or 3 weeks?
Yeah.
24/7.
You are kind of like family.
These people are family at this point.
Trapped in a room with someone 24 hours a day. That's family.
It's an intense situation. Most of them feel like they are family. These people bond in such a way that it's incredible.
They do say that quite often after they're out.
So you can't say they've only been coexisting at the same workplace for 3 weeks. It's totally different.
And also, here's the deal. Frank now knows. He now knows that she doesn't like it. He's been told by her. Yeah. He's been told by Paulie.
And here's the fallout. That I think I have another thing later to talk about is I predict he's going to go after her now.
Right. But anyway, if it does happen again, and
then he's in trouble.
Then everything that we've said for the last 20 minutes we take back.
Absolutely. If he does it again.
Yep.
Just like if Day had said after the first time, please don't do that again. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't like it. My daughter's watching this. Had she done that after number 1, and then he did it time number 2, I would be doing this. I can hear my echo.
Yep.
Okay.
I can hear your echo too.
I would be doing the same exact rant against Frank pro Day.
Right.
All I want is for women to speak up for themselves.
All right.
That's me saying my piece.
We have one more clip, and this is when Girl Power finally finds out about this.
They was not happy about me. I didn't like.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
She doesn't seem like the type to.
Well, that's what I was kind of confused about, because I don't grab her butt and I don't pinch it. I just kind of do like a finger pop, like that. And
what are you doing, finger popping people's butts?
I know, right? Paul says.
What the heck?
But yeah, I was because I've done it before, and we always laugh.
Yeah.
And it's honestly something I only do with people I feel really comfortable with.
Comfortable doing that.
Yeah, I pinch my grandmother's butt. I do. I pinch
do not.
I pinch my nana's butt. I pinch my mom's butt. That's the way I grew up. My mom pinched my butt.
What the heck, Frank?
It's like a family thing,
That's crazy.
I know, it is weird.
That's weird, yeah. That's quirky.
That's just the way we are.
Everybody's pinching everybody's butt.
Well, no more butt touching for me, obviously.
Obviously.
Anybody.
Was Frank raised in a trailer park?
Could be. I don't know.
Did you hear the giggles?
Yes, we
hear the giggles. Did I call that or did I call that?
And they get worse as we play more clips from her.
Oh, we got a lot.
All right, so what's CBS going to do?
I think they're not going to do anything. I think there's not going to be. Well, when you say what's CBS going to do, are they going to put it on the show?
That's what I mean.
I don't think they're going to put it on the show, but I think
they love Frank too much to put it on.
When I was doing when I was talking about this, and everyone was yelling at me, just like we're partially getting yelled at now, I said I really think they should, they should turn this into a teaching moment. If they really wanted to do something good, they should show it or play it, and then show the fallout and show the talk where Frank is talked to. And apparently after the feeds were down for the roadkill competition the next day. During that time, apparently, Frank had a long talk or had a talk with Davon where they talked it out at least a little bit. I think they should show that talk where Davon looks at Frank and says, that's not acceptable. You shouldn't do that. And Frank says, you're right. I didn't understand. I understand better now. And they could show that on the TV show on Sunday or Wednesday, and they could show, wow, we've enlightened Frank. This is not an acceptable thing to do.
Sad piano music.
Yes. But at least it's better than another James prank, crackers in bed.
Oh, God, yes.
Come on. This would actually make it a something socially. What's his name? Arnie Shapiro that originally did it. That did Scared Straight. I mean that he was the original producer of Big Brother. He would have snapped up something like this, maybe made it a real moment on TV, something actually dramatic, and not the cartoon that they've turned Big Brother into the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, that will make tomorrow's episode interesting.
They won't show it tomorrow.
I don't think they'll show it.
That would fit into the Sunday night timeline.
But I don't think they'll show it.
Okay.
I think they like Frank too
hope
much.
they do.
Want Frank to stay. They want him to be a favorite.
But he's
and
not
I
gonna
think
yeah.
I think they want him to stay. And we know Frank has 9 lives, like Michelle said.
Yes.
And I remember. Wait, I think I wrote this down later. Yeah, all this talk about trying to get Frank out. I remembered his season, how every week all I wanted was Frank out. And Frank never went out of the game.
Yeah.
He never went out of the game. When it comes down to crunch time, was it you know what? That I can sing the song to?
Go ahead.
No, not yet, because we haven't had that yet. But I mean, I feel like, maybe was there some sort of effort to keep him into the game, or did he, win all these competitions? We're going to have to see when his ass is finally on the line, if it ever gets on the line, because he's got the biggest team ever. These teams suck. He's safe every week. He's got Paulie. Paulie's also a beast, competition beast on his team. The guy's never been in jeopardy yet.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, all I can say is Evil Dick is very, very lucky that Twitter didn't really exist on his season.
No kidding. Oh my gosh, you folks that are mad at Dick would have been
Well, it's not like there's anything to fire him from, right?
That's a valid point. No more comment. Okay, we're gonna move now on to Friday, and the nominations were as expected. They were Tiffany and Paul.
Yep.
And Paul knows what's going on.
I already knew. I saw. I was like, yeah. No surprise.
Oh, God.
I literally I was like, yeah, I'm there, guys. I don't even need to look.
What if you win the whole thing, though? Where you could be the next Big Brother winner, and everyone in jury's gonna vote
Just
for
on the
you
block
because-
every week.
Yeah.
You could win America's favorite.
Why is this enticing to you guys? At least there's that for you. So
You could still win the game.
It's $25,000. I'd be happy with it. Hey, America, I'll take it.
Oh, Bronte. Paul, you're not going to win America's favorite.
I think I'm done with Paul. He's not paying off for me like I thought he would. He's not playing the game. He's not making moves. He's not bringing drama. Send him out so we can stop having him as a pawn. I can't stand Tiffany, but the Frank Tiffany drama is the only drama I have to work with at this point. Let's be honest, okay? Plus, keeping Tiffany in, even though I really hate her, adds another person to go after Frank next week.
Yes.
I just look. All I want, you guys, I just want more fighting. Is that too much to ask? Is it really too much to ask?
We want
That's all I
drama.
want.
We
That's all I
want drama. We want drama.
and not of the politically incorrect kind.
No, yeah, we want safe drama.
Just straight. You're putting me up. Why'd you put me up? Drama.
Yes. Okay.
No, I'm fine with the other stuff. I'm fine.
All right.
I'm good.
Bring it on, guys. Come on,
Is
Frank.
everyone really, really mad at us right now?
No.
Some are. That's all right. We're encouraging debate.
I've had 3 glasses of wine. I don't care.
Yeah, I need some more whiskey. So I'm going to play this clip, and you guys can talk about it.
I have to tinkle, and I'm going to tinkle first. Go.
Oh, okay.
I'll sit here.
Well, Tiffany, after the nomination, she went back to where she is 99% of the time, in her bed. I believe there were some tears, were there not?
Knowing Tiffany, yes, probably.
Yes. So I think here she is talking to Natalie. It's either Natalie or Bronte.
Yeah. You sure? Don't freak out. I'm not. Catch your back.
Oh, it's Day and Nicole.
Just woosah, breathe, and just trust everything's gonna work out. Okay? Hope so. Yeah, I think it will. It gets just like draining, like the whole thing, you know? Having to work on the defense the whole time. Yeah, I understand. But like, the one thing that kind of like makes me nervous is who do I trust to pick for veto? Because everyone on my team is scared that someone that they're close to will be put up in replacement. That's scary. That is scary. That's a scary thought. You just got to do what you got to do. I know if I was in that boat, I would do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? No, I know. Yeah.
That was Zakia. I'm getting all screwed
Can
up.
you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, no, I sat on my headphones when I came back. And
Okay.
messed things up. Okay. You can go get your drink now, Scott.
Okay, well, I'm gonna play this next clip here.
I love the race. The race to get off.
Yes. So once I start this, I'm going to go fill my drink, and you guys talk. Now, this is Tiffany saying if she manages to make it through this week.
If I survive this week, Frank is going down with a fucking vengeance. I swear to God.
You're gonna survive. You're gonna survive.
And Bridget. Huh? And Bridget. I want to put both their asses up.
We're gonna take this one day at a time. We're gonna be fine.
I know.
Okay, just breathe.
I am.
You're doing really good. But if you need to talk, just let me know. I just don't want to bug you or like anything like that. Okay?
No,
I just want you to know that I'm here for you.
Why is no one in this room?
I'm gonna eat and then I'm probably gonna come back and sleep.
Okay, I don't want to be alone.
Okay.
Oh, God. Oh, Tiffany, I'm so scared. What is she talking about?
Yeah, good luck with that, Tiffany.
Yeah, she has zero power in the house. Zero power. But, look, I like revenge. I like it, especially in Big Brother. I would love, like I said before, I almost feel like let's just get rid of Paul now because he's useless and keep Tiffany in to keep a little bit of this drama going, even though I hate her. But I'm a realist and it's not going to happen. I feel like she's gone. But yeah, this was funny. Oh, I'm going to get my vengeance. Like she's Spartacus or something.
Oh.
Well, I mean, one thing that's interesting is that after that first day, Frank rarely left the side of Bridget.
Right.
Well, now after the nominations happen,
right,
it's only a rare occasion that you see the two of them in the same room together, which means that for the last 36 hours or so, we've had to endure lots of girl power talk.
Woohoo!
Lots of girl power talk.
Oh, wait, real quick. I just thought the only thing Tiffany will try to get vengeance on is for zits.
Oh! Pow! Yes. Okay, so the first clip is really the only intelligent thing that has been said by those three girls the whole season.
I think that Tiff knows that a lot of that probably came more from Frank.
Maybe, but it really didn't. I mean, I wanted her out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
But I don't think she is more mad at you than him. If that makes sense.
Well, if she somehow pulls herself off the block this week, I'm definitely going to use that.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to tell you, because I'm just like...
Yeah, I'll definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I was telling Frank that, she's so emotional and stuff, and the way her sister played the game was like with emotions, and she kept crying at people whenever they did something wrong or might have made a move of their own, and then she'd be like, why did you do that? And
okay, so...
And I'm afraid that she's going to come up here and cry, and I'm not going to know what to say to her, and I'm going to feel really bad.
We know what you'll say. You'll giggle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm not even going to introduce this clip. Let's just get it over with.
do well in the competitions and I play up that I do well,
Yeah.
girls will want to work with me because they won't feel intimidated by the boys.
I feel like getting intimidated by it.
Yeah,
and it's working against you.
backfired in
I
my
know.
face.
I know.
God damn it.
I know, babe.
You never know what's gonna backfire. Cause I was like,
it is Big Brother.
I was like, if the girls see that I can hold my own against the boys in the competitions, they're gonna want, real girl power. They won't be
Yeah.
afraid. And then it turned into like, all the girls are intimidated by you, and I was like, what? Like that's the opposite of what I'm going for.
I know.
Like, I will side with a girl any day over a boy. Like, I am so determined for this season to be known for, like, the girls kicked ass.
The girls do kick ass.
Like, this is not.
Yeah. I just didn't want Nat to be upset because I know she's all about girl power too, you know?
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there anyone intimidated by Bronte's physical attributes in competitions?
They have actually talked about how she is physically fit and how she's in awesome I've heard the guys say she's in awesome shape. So I have heard that.
But she hasn't won anything.
She did no, but she's been one of the better girls in the competitions, I think.
Yeah, and she actually listening to that clip and watching what I've seen. I mean, she's trying to if I'm trying to think of people that I like in this game, which is really, really hard for me to do, Bronte she's actually kind of started to grow on me. And she started to grow on me, I want to say like a week ago. I can't remember. I even tweeted it and people were like stunned. But because she still kind of held on to her beliefs and she was fighting against the norm and she still is in a way, even though she just, at this point, I think she's kind of resigned herself to like, look, I'm not going to win this game. Let me just stay in this game. No, she just wants to get to jury.
Right, they've said that multiple times.
We have clips of that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. But I can't stand Natalie. I mean, that twit is an idiot. Bridget, I can't with her. Can't like any of the vets. Zakiya is just a slave to Day. She just does whatever Day says, so I can't like her. I kind of like Bronte. I want her to excel. I can't help it. There are things about her that annoy me, but I feel like there's a strong person inside and that she's kind of holding on to her beliefs a little bit, which I can respect. So, I don't know. I hope she sticks around. I do.
I kind of like Natalie.
Oh, God.
You know why?
Well, I can think of two reasons.
Exactly.
Sorry. You pick some Scott, I'll knock him out of the park, right? Someone has pointed out to us before we go too much further, because we talked about Frank being around Bridget at the beginning and then not so much later. He slept in the head of household room the first night. Did he sleep in the bed with Bridget, or did he sleep on the couch? Do we know?
The idea of that disgusted me so much I didn't even look.
I think it was in the bed because I think they hugged each other.
But remember, wasn't she not the one that could not be in a bed with another guy?
Don't quote me on that. But
I know, that's why I wasn't sure.
It was.
Yeah.
Well, she is the one who said she couldn't be in the bed with another guy.
And before that happened, it was all the girls were going to stay up there. And yeah, that really pissed me off. And then Frank's like, well, I'm going to stay up there so Tiffany doesn't get to her and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know what happened that... why didn't Bridget just be like, look, and he even went up there and said, oh, are you having a girls' night with the girls? And she's like, oh, I don't know, because she's such a fucking pussy. And then, so he ended up staying there. But the whole plan was...
Well, you know why? It's because they're all family now.
Thank you to Mama Edge who reminded me of that. So Bridget is much like Veronica from a couple of seasons ago.
Who?
Yeah,
Volusia?
The hookup. I can't remember yet.
Yeah. Okay.
All
right. So traditionally Friday is like the best day of feeds. It's always
in previous seasons, maybe.
Yeah, traditionally.
Kiss the ring.
Oh God! I said it a couple weeks ago when Gina Marie put on her office manager suit. Yeah. And she had her little interviews with everybody.
That's right.
Oh, God, that was brilliant feeds.
Yep.
Well, so much for that. So Friday, for the last 2 weeks, we had the feeds down for 2 hours for nominations.
Yes.
And then another, is it 6 hours?
Yeah, 6 hours.
6 hours for the roadkill. And I know there's a bunch of people saying, oh, they're doing this, doing that, blah, blah, blah. No, it's because it's an individual competition and it takes a lot of time. I get it. But it's also really frustrating that the one day that's supposed to be great for us.
Friday was the best day. Friday was the best day. Post-noms, pre-POV. Friday was when all the drama happened. Now we're locked out for 8 hours. For us, for this show, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we would get just, especially last season, oh my God. So much information, so many clips, so much drama. I mean, I'd be prepping, studying, watching clips up until right before we went to air. I got nothing to do on Fridays. Nothing, because the feeds are locking us out. Nothing. We have nothing.
It's crazy.
But you would think from a fiscal side of it that CBS would want to. They tease us that get the live feeds. Thursday night is live show. Thursday night live show. They get people to run on the internet to sign up for the live feeds, and then the next day they turn them on. They go, they're not on.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. Now,
make any sense.
what happened with your communications with production at CBS, Sean or Scott?
Well, he said that he tried to get us feeds, but there is technical issues.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whatever. All right, so the feeds are down from, I don't know, it was about 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock or something like that.
No, they don't come back on until like 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, well, when we came back, here is who won.
You won it? Oh my gosh, dude. I got it my second time. Yeah, Michelle said she got her second. I got it my third. Like second and a half or third.
I got it on my, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll come through one of these times, guys.
Same. Jeez, man. I honestly didn't think I did that great. I just knew somebody got their first try.
Well, I thought Paul might have.
Me too. Or
Because he was feeling super quiet.
Well, I mean, we have 2 of you on stage. So.
Good job.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Gotta keep my name off the block.
Yeah, wasn't me.
I'm not gonna tell anybody.
It's your business, but so nothing's gonna come out of my mouth about it.
Obviously, I went day and Z to know so that they feel safe. Because they've been on the rocks with this damn fucking have-not shit.
Once again, the entire house knows Frank won.
Yeah.
It was really hard to tell from that clip, by the way. So
most
Frank
stuff.
won.
Yeah. But him saying, I'm going to tell Day and Z they're safe. See, Frank is still oblivious. I know what you said earlier, Colette, about how Frank's going to want to go after Davon, but he's sincere when he's saying, I'm going to tell Davon and Z they're safe. He thinks he's still playing with them.
Well, no, this week his target is Tiffany.
Yeah.
And later we're going to see that he has other targets lined up for subsequent weeks. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, this week all of his focus is on Tiffany, but I'm saying he's not going to forget this day thing.
No, and neither is she.
She would never vote for him to win in a final 2. Never. So, and how did we say, last week we talked a lot about how he's stacking the jury with everybody that's going to vote for him. He's trying to get rid of anybody who won't.
Yep.
That's why I think it's going to
And that's why she wants him out before jury, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is Frank going to do? Here he tells us.
Don't lie, Michelle.
I swear.
You got to be a team player. I know you got on your second try.
I know.
Michelle.
I didn't.
I know, because I did.
I knew it.
Two in a date. Oh, what's that?
I was close. You got on your second try.
Mm-hmm.
I must have been like seconds behind you.
No. Right day. If she comes down, we'll have to put up now.
If she comes down, he's got to put up Natalie, is what he said there.
Right.
So, again, he is told now Michelle, Zakiya, Day, Nicole, Corey.
Yeah.
The Spy Girls, or at least one of the Spy Girls.
Right.
Everybody knows. He should have to give it up for that. I think that's bullshit.
It's because of his ego. That's because of his ego. Same thing with Victor. Victor had to tell everybody because of his ego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we have James is kind of thinking that maybe Frankie should be a target. Or Frank. Oh, God.
Oh, you are in
Shame.
so much.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame.
Oh, I just said the person who shall never be named. Oh, okay, listen to this clip and leave me alone.
Frank's too dangerous to be in this game.
Yep.
Dangerous. You already seen him get win. Roach Goes was his second one. This season he won 3 HOHs and 3 POVs. He can win comms.
Why are they putting him in this house? He can coast through this game easily. That's why it's imperative to get him out now.
So James, I know that's another hard clip. I mean, these people whisper way too much. What James is saying, on his season, he won, what was it, 3 HOHs, 3 vetoes, something like that?
Yeah, like I said before, it was really, remember? Frank was like on the block every
Frank was
fucking
nominated
week.
all the time, yeah.
Yeah, all the time he had to save himself, and every week he saved himself.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so Bridget, although she hasn't, Frank hasn't given the marching orders yet on what should happen, she has this idea. She might go rogue.
Okay, I've been thinking, take a hit at a guy, right? Like, that was, okay, don't tell anyone this. This is like, I haven't told a soul. Not even Frank, because he won't be for it. If Tiff pulls herself off, I'm putting up Corey. Oh. And I feel like I could rally the girls to get Corey out.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Do you think? So?
No, I said yeah.
Yeah. So, because I feel like that would pull the girls. I put up Tiff last night because I do want Tiff out the house. I don't trust her.
Girl power.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay. He won't go home. I'm okay with this, but Corey has done nothing this entire time.
Oh God.
His love, Victor, is already gone, and he hasn't even sleepwalked yet.
No, that was the only reason we wanted him.
Home.
Where's the sleepwalking Corey?
Yes, where is the sleepwalking that we were promised? We're like 4 weeks into this game. He hasn't sleepwalked once, and he says he does it at least once a week. He's a liar, pants on fire.
He told a story today about an ex-girlfriend, which I don't believe right there.
Yeah, no,
and I'm not lying here. I literally fell asleep during that story.
I wanted to take a nap earlier. I put on the Roku. I put it on Corey. Put it on Corey.
She said, "I want a nap." I put it on
go to sleep now.
Yep.
Oh God. All right, Mike. This is time for you to take over because you actually sat through this hour-long meeting of the minds. This was
a very small meeting.
Well, mind-wise, time-wise, it went on forever. This is Bridget, Natalie, and Bronte. We have a couple clips from this horrible conversation.
The first one's quick. The second one's long.
Okay.
So the first one is... They actually happen very close to each other, and I just found a spot to cut off the thing. So you have to picture, those of you that follow me on Twitter have seen the GIF several times today and last night. The three of them were sitting on the bed talking in the head of household room. They're bonding as they're remember, this is the one alliance that is still together from the beginning. This is the Powder Puff, or as CBS has made them call it, the Spy Girl Alliance. They're having a conversation about what might happen. And the first thing that happens here is that Bronte and Natalie, who were more in the know about the plan to get out Frank last week, kind of clue Bridget in on it a little bit here in this first clip.
I'm scared. I'm plotting. I'm scared. No. I feel like a pirate or something.
No. Yeah, because next week we're not going to have anything to worry about, just so you know. Yeah, we just need...
I'm afraid of the backlash from Tiff and Michelle.
No, they will go after Frank.
There's bigger fish to fry.
They will go after... Frank is the biggest target in this house.
Now.
Frank and Polly both.
How did you know this? How did you know all this?
What?
That Frank was the biggest... Because I just overheard things when they won HOH. I overheard people saying that wasn't supposed to happen.
I've been hearing that a lot too.
I feel like a pirate.
I know. I forgot about the pirate comment. Bridget's like, well, how did you know about the Frank thing? Oh, we've been hearing things. Yeah, because everyone was talking about it. So that's part one. For those of you that haven't filled your drink yet, Scott, if you haven't, this would be the opportunity to go do it, because this is a long clip. And I tried to think about ways I could cut this up shorter, but you're just going to have to suffer through it. There was just too much awful goodness in it not to listen to. This is where I got the gif from. You will hear bouncing as Natalie and Bridget jump up and down on the bed while Bronte talks to them about some of her big secret.
It might be the dumbest reveal of a secret
Yes.
in the history of Big Brother.
It was. And if you have the feeds, you really need to flash back and go back to about 9:45 last night. That would be Friday night, and watch this just so that you can suffer through it as much as I did, because it went on much longer, and Bronte goes into much more detail than another 20 minutes of her talking about
All
this.
right, let's just play it.
I'm gonna prove to you guys that you're my number one.
Okay. Oh shit, I'm so scared. Okay.
What's up? So,
Oh my god, are you a famous YouTube star?
you're the famous YouTube star.
Okay. I am on it. I was telling me about
You guys,
what's up?
I know that I'm gonna cry.
Wait. What?
Because
Oh my god, you're crying.
I'm so thankful for you guys. I'm going to tell you, but I obviously, please don't tell us. So,
I won't.
even if, because I swore to myself,
She's a YouTube star.
I'm not the YouTube star. I swore to myself I wasn't going to tell anyone. I just wanted to prove to myself I could keep a secret. And that's why I always say I can keep secrets, especially my own. And so this is going to show you guys. This is going to show you guys that I can keep a secret.
If you don't want to tell us, you don't have
I do want to tell you because it's getting hard not telling anyone because I feel like no one knows me in the house. Okay, sorry. I'm just so emotional. It's not a big deal. I'm the secret nerd.
Are you? Yay!
So I'm not a child care worker who's never been to college.
Wait! Oh,
I'm about to get my second degree.
Shut up! What the?
I am an aspiring mathematician.
Shut up!
It's my absolute dream.
And they're on the bed.
Okay, so it's my absolute dream to use the product of prime numbers to fight against hackers for the NSA. So,
Wait, what? Wait.
So
you're mad smart. So you think I'm so dumb?
No.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Wait,
I
what?
want to die.
I wanted to stab my ears 5 seconds into that clip.
Oh my lord! I have a question. Has Zakiya been to college?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so she is she's the child care worker who has been to college. I just
yeah.
So yeah, I was surprised that Bronte wants to work for the NSA and
God.
9 times
hackers
9?
or something, using prime numbers.
And 9 isn't a prime number though, so that wouldn't be one of the numbers she'd use.
The funniest thing about that though, for about 3 hours, she was trying to get the time to tell these two. And every time she was about to tell her story, Frank would walk in or somebody else would walk in. She waited. This was such an important thing for her to tell that it was on her mind all night long.
And she was crying, the poor girl.
It was...
It was literally, and oh god, when they started to bounce. Okay, so first, this was so good. So they were like 12-year-olds at a slumber party. So Natalie, she'll start to jump incessantly on the bed while she's seated. Okay, so if you're sitting right now, start to bounce your body, right? Don't you feel like you're like 11 years old? You're bouncing your body like that? Okay, that's more offensive to me than when they're standing. And they actually did start standing later. But once she starts bouncing, then Bridget copies her because Bridget can't think for herself, right? And then Bronte kind of looks at them like, what the fuck are you doing? And then Bronte's like, all right, I guess I gotta start bouncing. So they join in. So it's the three of them all bouncing and giggling at once. It's like when those like olden-timey Barbie commercials where the little girls get all excited that Barbie's hair will regrow again if you cut it.
Oh, God.
That's what it was like.
And you know this will make CBS.
I hope it...
Oh, God. Yeah, it might. Yeah.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, so aspiring mathematician.
Yes. How are you an aspiring
mathematician?
mathematician?
Like secret nerd is a thing?
Secret nerd, yes.
Aspiring
Ian was
mathematician is a
nerd.
thing?
We knew Steve was a nerd. Secret nerd isn't a thing. Why does she think secret nerd's a thing?
And why does she think nobody thinks she's a nerd?
I know. Like you were the cool girl in school.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me a break.
But how do you aspire to be a mathematician? I don't get it. You can aspire to be an actress, but do you practice at being a mathematician? And as someone said to me on Twitter, aren't all the genius mathematicians already defined that by the time they're 26 years old?
Didn't I say that? The
Did
first
you say that?
episode.
Somebody else
Yes,
said it too.
I talked about how the older you get, the lesser your mathematicianness it can be.
and we know Colette's not an aspiring
Maybe the
mathematician.
best sentence I've ever said in my entire life. Yeah, you got to do it by the time you're like 27.
Oh, God, just hilarious. All right, so we just showed Bronte at her best or worst, depending on your point of view. Now we have Natalie at her most weird, annoying.
All
This
right.
is the first use of the telephone, by the way.
You
have James on
I heard
one
about
line,
this. Yes,
and you have Natalie on the other line.
Yeah, because I play dumb a lot. Like, people think I'm dumb in this house, but I'm not dumb.
Well, I don't think you're dumb. So I just, like I'm like your big brother coach right now.
I know. Just so you know, I really hate this game, and I can't wait to just be in jury.
I know you're a sweet girl, but I mean, you know, I'm trying out here, okay?
I know.
Bear with me, and like I said, I'm trying to be honest as possible with you.
Okay, do you think... I know how to keep my mouth shut, too.
No, she doesn't.
Oh my God, I don't know, you're funny.
What?
I don't know, you're like an undercover agent.
No, I like this. It's fun, but it's stressful, and I just literally I hate it, but, like, I don't want Bronte to leave.
She's not. I'm telling you, the only way Bronte will leave is if, like, the house, like, finds out that, you know, we're trying to unmask this whole plan not to get Tiffany out or something, you know? I haven't given you any reason not to trust me, so I
know.
I need you to just, you know, keep trusting me. I'm not gonna do you wrong, okay?
Okay.
And the day I do is the day you can tell me that you hate me, never want to talk to me again, you know, I'm all this bad person, whatever you want to say, and, you know, do your nat thing, you know, but until then, like, I'm gonna do you
until
right.
then, that's nice.
Yeah, okay.
Ugh.
I actually
All right.
watched this. That was
All right.
awful.
I only want to ask from the total techie person about me. The picture that I saw of this was that they were both on beds. I thought one phone booth was at the top of the balcony and then one was in the phone booth. Where?
No, Natalie looked like she was on a couch, and James was laying on his stomach on a bed.
Yeah, James found out that the telephone booth phone would reach
the phone
to the bed.
cord reaches.
Oh,
He was laying on his stomach on a bed, and Natalie was somewhere sitting on a couch.
That's why at the very beginning it was echoey, because he was in the phone booth.
Okay.
And then the rest of it, I mean, they did this for a half hour, and it really was
this went
basically.
on for a while.
Oh, they're so cute, guys.
And it's so phony.
All right.
Well, so that's it for Friday, because these people do go to bed pretty early, which is unlike any other season that we've watched.
Well, you know what? They're locked down in the house a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
They can't hang out in the backyard as much.
Also, they're boring and they suck. Let's move on to Saturday.
All right. Saturday began with the have-nots being picked. It was Tiffany, Nicole, and Corey, because they were the first eliminated in the HOH competition.
Right.
But this is not going to be... don't feel sorry for these three, because this is their specialty food.
Like every good sporting event, this one comes with concessions. In addition to slop, you can enjoy a special treat all week long. All the popcorn and peanuts you can eat.
That's not fair. I had to Put berries in my mouth.
You need to request.
Alright, that's not fair. Okay?
Shut up, Paul.
I get popped off on popcorn and nuts all day.
Popcorn and peanuts.
I could eat that for like 2 weeks.
So they
Exactly.
had berries and popcorn and peanuts.
What? Yeah. What happened with the have-nots that now it's like you can live off of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we all agree, get rid of have-nots.
Yep. It's stupid.
That's not a punishment. That's a gift.
Because the one good thing that people were looking forward to this week, which Colette would say is horrible, is the fact that Corey cannot fit into one of the bumper cars.
Oh, yeah. I want to talk
So,
about that real quick.
yeah.
Wait, did I say anything? Okay, yeah. Corey's like 6'5". 6'5". Have you seen the pictures of him? Like he's
Yeah.
literally splayed across the bumper car because
Yeah.
he can't fit in it, and then he's trying to fit it, and half his body is hanging out. It's not fair.
Yeah,
It's not fair.
I can't imagine.
That's horrible. The guy's got a week. I hate Corey, but nobody deserves that.
Exactly.
Sleep on the floor, Corey, if they'll let you.
Sleepwalk. If this makes if this makes him sleepwalk, then let's make him have
Then
about
you'll
it.
forgive it?
Because I need to see the sleep.
Yeah,
don't
I
care.
need to see it.
I am willing to forego the back pain these people suffer for the rest of their life. I could just see Corey sleepwalk once.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, well, another day, another person upset at Frank. This is completely unnecessary. Frank's a douche.
You do need to start being friendlier. Don't get so complacent.
I feel like I'm not though. It was just like mid-conversation and just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
those girls.
Yeah. You know you hate all three of them.
I don't hate anyone.
You kind of hate Bridget.
I don't hate her.
You're doing a better job of being nicer to her, though, at least. You're complimenting. No, I'm just looking at you while I'm talking to her.
Like I don't like her for game reasons.
Yeah, well,
She's bad for my game.
right now she's better for my game than you, so you need to step your game up. You cut this one, Zakiya.
Pardon?
That'd be nice.
I was just talking to Zakiya.
Telling her what?
I was gonna cut you.
Technically you can't though, I thought.
I will be able to in a couple weeks. Don't forget, we won't have teens forever, girl. You'll be the first casualty of the 7-pack.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, but I'll make sure you go before Bridget.
No, you won't.
I will.
Dude, I will literally never talk to you again.
It doesn't bother me.
I will tell everyone what an asshole you are.
That's fine. I'm not worried about that. You're a little shithead in this game. Talking shit to everybody.
Yep, that's me.
That's why you're gonna get cut for Bridget. Bridget's nice to me and makes me cookies. Why would I cut her instead of you?
Because she's sneaky.
And she won an HOH for me. You were out first round.
I have no words for Frank.
Okay, I do.
Okay.
So Frank has been acting weird to Michelle all morning. Now this was this morning, or no?
Yeah,
today's
it was.
Saturday,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. And I can't, for the life of me, figure out why. He's completely safe this week. Okay, but I noticed that he'll get a paranoid idea about somebody, and then he almost purposely starts pushing their buttons to piss them off in order to justify his weirdo reason for maybe eliminating them. Okay, so this is exactly what he did to Tiffany. He didn't have to act how he did towards her and essentially blow up the 8-pack. I think after Tiffany, he's going to target Michelle, and then he's going to target Day. It's like he can't help himself acting like a total jerk to these people.
Yeah, there's no
He gets
doubt
a
about
weird
that.
idea in his head. It's like it's literally just the tiniest little kernel of nothing, and then he just verbal diarrhea. He can't stop. Like we heard in this conversation, he can't stop, and by the end of it, he's literally telling her, "I'm going after you first."
And I think this is an example of why everybody else is ready to get rid of Frank.
Yes,
because
because
he's done
he does-
this. He's
because
done this
he
with
does
lots of people. But in his, I think in
He
Frank's
thinks he's
mind-
joking.
He in Frank's mind,
No,
he thinks
no,
he's joking
I
around.
didn't think this was a joke.
I think he does. I think Frank thinks this is Frank's locker room humor, giving the rest of the guys a hard
because
time.
he's gone to everybody else in the house to bitch about Michelle now.
Well,
yeah, that's a good point.
Okay.
Just like you with Tiffany, right? It all started out with just him spatting with Tiffany, just the two of them. Nobody really knew about it, and she'd cry, and they'd be like, "Oh God, I think I made her cry." Remember when they were like sitting in the hammock, and she pulled the hat over her head and wouldn't even talk to him with her eyes showing because she didn't want to show her eyes at him. And they had this. This was like the first week of the game. Nobody knew about that, and this went back and forth, tit for tat, with him and Tiffany for a while until he's finally went around the whole house and said, "We're getting rid of Tiffany." He just does this. He can't help himself.
I don't disagree with that. I think Frank's screwing his own. He's been messing up his own game this whole time.
He was doing so well. I mean, I even complimented him last week, didn't I? I think saying he was running the house, and this week it all went to hell. Just fantastic.
All right, so the POV players were chosen. Obviously, Bridget, Bronte, Paul, and Tiffany would be playing, and Bronte got the house guest choice.
Okay.
And she picked Natalie. And Frank was surprised, a.k.a. not happy, because he had advised her to pick either him or James.
Well, he told her. He told her in the HO, he's like, you pick me, and then if I win, I'm going to take you off. And she was like, oh, okay. And then after some thought, people were telling her, no, people want Frank out of this house. She kind of woke up, which is good. I'm glad she woke up.
Right, because the theory was if if Natalie won, she could save herself and Bronte.
Right.
That's the theory.
And then the other person picked was Polly, and Day was the host.
Yes.
Excuse me. And then it got kind of funny because everybody in the house decided that it was going to be that giant dice game.
Yeah, Tiffany threw that out there. For some reason, she made it sound like she got some kind of information in the diary room that it was going to be the dice game, and so they all went dice talking.
Yeah, here's the clip where she first says that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Really strategize to win this thing. I really want to win it.
Do you really think it's dice?
Yes, because I was like, oh, I haven't won. They're like, well, I have a feeling that, and then they said something about POV's coming up, just like they said something, then they stopped. I'm thinking they think my sister's a poker player.
Oh.
And this is a poker one. Maybe. It's
Did she win the dice one?
No, she didn't play it, but...
No, she didn't play it.
But if
So
she
wait,
had, she would have won it.
So they said to her, your sister's a poker player? And that's... Why would the DR say your sister's a poker player?
No,
she said?
No, she said you're going to be something along the lines of you're going to be happy with what
POV's coming up. It's gonna, This is the whole problem with the diary room.
She's just being like crazy reading into it. Like
yes, exactly.
Well, she's paranoid about everything else.
Oh
so.
yeah, she's super paranoid.
But this is the whole problem with the diary room, where they look at the diary room as this place where they go for.
Why is the diary room telling her you're going to be happy? No, you should be stern.
The diary room should just say, "So what's your problem? Why is this a problem?"
An opinion.
Yes, they should be asking the questions, not offering suggestions or hope. Oh, fix the diary room. It'll never happen.
Yeah, it'll never happen. But the last 2 years have been the worst it's ever been.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Tiffany was not the only one who thought it was dice then. And we saw Tiffany, sketching out, trying to figure out the quickest way to do it. But upstairs, Bridget was also doing it with eyeliner.
Yep.
And they went to Fish and basically yelled at her not to do that anymore.
Yep.
And there was Day also doing? Somebody else was doing.
So Tiffany, so Bridget grabbed her eyeliner and a piece of paper and drew out a dice on it to start to show it.
Lip liner.
Okay, lip liner.
And then downstairs, Tiffany got out Q-tips and it looked like an Irish Spring box of soap, and was blocking out blocks with the Q-tips, and then rolling the soap box around it to demonstrate to Davon how you could predict on how to make the quickest moves in the shortest amount of time with the dice. She did not get called out for it.
Well, was Bridget writing?
No, that's the difference. Bridget was writing on a piece
Bridget was
of paper.
writing and Tiffany wasn't.
Tiffany wasn't. No, that's right. Tiffany was fine doing it because Tiffany was only using props, whereas Bridget was using a piece of paper and drawing it out.
Okay.
It was not unfair. It was what I expected to happen.
Okay. Well, then go ahead.
Well, then so after after Bridget got called out for trying to draw it out, they talked about how are we going to stop what are we going to do? Because we don't want Tiffany to win. And I started to try to get a clip of this, and it just wasn't worth it. The gist of it is they discussed ways that they could manipulate the power veto game so that everyone but Tiffany would have the best shot at winning. In other words, Bridget's like, well, what if I just meander around in circles while the other person works through all the combinations so they have it all in their head on the best way to go later on when they face Tiffany. So there was much discussion about ways to rig the game to beat Tiffany, if it was the dice game.
Right. Yeah. So the debate was between, do we go after her every time or...
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, or do we wait until the end, or do we make her go against everyone because it's kind of one of those challenge ones, or do we wait until the very end while someone's had a chance to practice a bunch? It was never really decided, I don't think.
Right. Otherwise, it was a really long, boring afternoon. They were all waiting for the POV. The Spy Girls were together and cheering each other and doing...
Yay!
Oh, God, it was just... Ugh.
They had another meeting.
Yeah, Frank was telling stories. Corey was even telling stories, which is why I got my nap in. The only kind of semi-interesting thing that happened was... Now, to set this up, a couple days before,
yes,
James actually got jealous because Natalie was talking to Corey.
Yeah.
And he was in the bedroom, and those two, I think, were in the living room, and he was kind of eyeing them as they were talking, and he was kind of getting... You could see he was getting jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's not the only one who was jealous.
Corey was telling me what Natalie was saying to him. He can tell you. She's something else. She was just telling him, calling him sexy, saying she wants to feel his butt and stuff. I don't know. I don't care, but at least Molly got picked up.
Did you tell that to James?
No.
Dude, I would. You gotta
break that shit.
Not right now. Not right now. There's too much going on.
So Nicole is jealous of Corey flirting with Natalie, or vice versa.
Yes.
And now Nicole thinks Natalie is a little hoochie mama. But she's not going to go tell James because it's already too annoying of a week.
Right.
Colette?
Oh, okay. I know why we did. Okay, sorry. Okay, look, here's the thing. Corey doesn't like Nicole any more than a friend. Nicole may like him, but Corey's heart firmly remains with Victor. However, I was watching the feeds last night when I noticed something very, very interesting. It was Polly. Nicole, okay, so wait. Polly, Nicole, and Corey were sitting down talking. Just the three of them. Nicole sitting in the middle. Nicole had her hair down, and she looked really cute. The bitch does have great hair. I hate her voice, kind of can't stand her, but her hair is amazing. Okay, I'll give her that. Now, Polly, whenever Nicole would look away, would gaze upon her quite lovingly.
Oh, really?
His eyes even lit up a bit, and you could tell that he was admiring the fair Nicole sitting next to him. Whenever Nicole or Corey would talk to Polly, he'd look away from Nicole and then carry on the conversation. But whenever he had a fleeting moment to admire her, he would take it.
Interesting.
I'm telling you, I was watching it and I was like, oh, this could be something. So I think this is definitely something to keep an eye on. And I'd go for it if I was Nicole. Polly's much better looking than that big dumb Corey. Plus, let's face it, his body's pretty amazing. All right, don't get me wrong. He hasn't acted. He hasn't acted on it at all or said anything to Nicole. Polly's not an outright flirt, but there was just this look that he had in his face, and he's like, no, I don't think he is sincere with Zakiya at all.
No. You're saying Polly's not an outright flirt. He's an outright flirt, but he doesn't mean any of it. And you're saying he would mean it with Nicole.
Nothing I've seen him do with Zakiya or anybody else that has been genuine. This, it was genuine, and that's why it caught my eye. That's why I caught my eye. So I think her feelings for her are just right now beginning to ripen. So keep an eye on it, and see if you can catch him lovingly adore her.
That is interesting, but
It is very interesting. And I, if you can go back and watch this conversation, I think it might have been through during BBAD last night, but it was just the three of them sitting, Nicole sitting in the middle. Watch it, and I guarantee you give it a second look and keep your eyes on Polly the whole time. You're going to see something you never saw before.
So for those that have that don't have Big Brother After Dark, 12:55 roughly a.m. this morning.
Beautiful.
Today morning. You can run back around then and check out Polly's adoring eyes on Nicole.
Yes, I'm telling you.
The only thing I have to say to that.
Oh my gosh.
The only time that I enjoy Nicole is when she's sexually frustrated. Because I like her in agony.
Oh my God. Ew.
Oh my gosh, God.
The other thing that came out, speaking of Nicole, she said the reason it didn't work out with Hayden and her is because first she caught him liking naked Instagram girls.
Oh, Nicole.
And
Nicole.
And then he apparently cheated on her.
Oh,
I mean, no, if I'm going out with somebody and he's liking naked Instagram, no, dude, kick your ass to the curb. That isn't that what Mike Shued did with Jessica on the Shaws of Sunset, right? He was with all the Instagram girls while he was engaged and then married. No, guys, you can't do that.
I'm not saying it's unjustified. I'm just saying that's what she said.
You could, I mean, if you look, do it secretly, but don't like. Yeah. Don't send a little heart her way so your girlfriend.
Well, that's what you mean by like. I just thought you meant liking, like he was clicking like. Okay.
No, you should be looking in the first place.
I don't know anything about Instagram, so.
Men are pigs. Men are pigs.
We are.
Wait a second.
Oh, Scott, don't even try.
I'm an angel.
Oh, please.
All right, so the feeds went down at 4:15 because it was finally POV time. Yes. And they came back up right before we went on air, right?
Yeah, like 20 minutes before we came back on air.
Yeah, we were, yes. And it turned out that Bridget had actually won POV, and most importantly, it was not the dice game.
It was not the dice game. Now, we think we know what game it was, which lends the question of why is Bridget now on crutches?
Yeah, I think she sprained her ankle or rolled her ankle.
Yeah, because we think it's the exploding game, right?
Right. They all came back covered with paint. Like the bomb defusing is what... It's going to be something different, but it reminded us of the bomb defusing game from a couple of years ago where they got blown up in the face. Which, as I said to Scott and Colette beforehand, I find that one amusing only because of the... Suddenly they get stuff thrown in their face.
Okay, here's a good line from the chat.
Don't all guys like that? When a girl gets something shot in her face?
Bravo, Colette.
Oh my God.
That's the line of the week. Somebody in the chat just said, did she sprain her ankle giggling?
Probably.
Or jumping on the bed, maybe. Maybe afterwards.
Yeah, so I'm sure people in the chat probably know more about what happened because they've been watching the feeds for the last 2 hours.
This happened, and then we literally went to air.
Yeah. Apparently, Outback sponsored the competition. Whatever.
Well, they can get
so somebody's getting a free meal. Yeah. And I guess the only drama that happened is that somehow Tiffany discovered that she's the actual target this week.
Yeah.
During the competition.
What was it? Frank was talking shit to her during the comp?
Yeah, I'm assuming that's it.
Like it.
So, again, Frank, he ruined it with Jose, right?
Yes.
Didn't he, ruin it with Victor? I don't know if he ruined it with Victor. I'm just going to blame him anyways. He ruined it with Victor, and now he's doing the same thing with Tiffany.
Well,
Frank, he can't help himself. He cannot help himself.
As I told you, we talked about before the show began. We were talking a little bit about this, and I said there was a clip I almost got where Frank said, "I want to tell Tiffany."
Oh yeah.
And I want to mess with her, and both Devon and
that was his
Zakiya
plan
said
all day today.
No, don't mess with her. Don't mess with her. Just let her be. That's what they said. To their credit, Devon and Tiffany and Zakiya said, "Don't mess with Tiffany's head. You don't need to do that." And apparently he did.
So what does Bridget do then?
Well, she mentioned Corey earlier.
Yeah, but if she takes down Bronte, then...
Oh, that's right. Then Frank has to put up the nomination.
Then Frank gets to make that nomination. So I think she leaves them as they are.
Oh.
See, that's the other thing I don't like about this whole roadkill thing.
I didn't think about that at all.
Yeah.
There's way too many people that are safe from week to week.
Yeah.
But she said she
Wait,
wants
why?
to save Bronte. She wants to save Bronte. She wanted to save. They wanted Natalie to win it so Natalie could save Bronte.
Yeah,
so,
but Frank's just going to put up Natalie.
And Frank, even like
Uh,
after he won the roadkill, he went up there and he was asking. He went to kind of feel them out, and he was like, so what happens if they were talking about how they want to save Bronte, and Bronte was like, I just want to make it to jury. I really just want to make it to jury. That's all I want. That's my goal in life. Blah blah blah. And then Frank's like,
Goal in life.
was talking to Nat, and Natalie's like, just please help us save Bronte. Just please help us. And then he's like, well, all right. Well, what if we save Bronte, and then Natalie, let's say you go up in her place. And then she got really quiet.
Of
and
course.
she didn't say anything. And then she was like, okay. She doesn't want to, but I mean, chances are she's going to be safe.
Yeah,
if she
but
does.
still, you don't.
And later she said in another conversation to somebody, I can't remember who, maybe it was James or Bridget. She said, you know what? Bronte's my best friend. If I have to go up for her, I would. I don't think she genuinely means it, but I do think that she'd be safe. So she's aware of it, and Frank actually floated the idea, knowing very well, they didn't know that he had already won roadkill when he went up there and did that. But he was downstairs right before this conversation saying, if this happens and Bronte comes off, I'm going to put up Natalie. And then he literally went upstairs and told them, okay, well, what if Natalie goes up instead? The guy can't shut up. Can't shut up.
No, he can't. There's not a secret that he has kept more than 30 seconds in his entire life. He probably, as a kid, ran around and told everybody that wrestling was fake. Because, his father is a wrestler.
Yes.
Who's his dad?
Sid Vicious.
Yes. And not the Sid
wrestler
Vicious
Sid
I
Vicious.
care about.
Yeah, I was going to say Gary
Not the
Oldman.
musician.
Vicious?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, but that Sid Vicious had there's a YouTube video of when he broke his leg. And
No, I don't want to see that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not fun to watch.
Let's wrap this bitch up.
All right, anything else we need to bring up?
No.
Don't forget, next week, Sunday afternoon, we'll be recording.
Yes.
And Scott and Colette have a bonus show on Wednesday.
Yes. Day Drinking with Scott and Colette, the show that's taken the world by storm.
I can't drink anymore. I swear to God, you guys. I can't.
Oh, and Wednesday when I contact you before we go on, you'll be ready. You'll have your wine.
Tiffany's going home. We're going to whatever holding place they have them. That's. I can't foresee anything changing.
And hopefully, when Frank is out, he'll go to sensitivity training.
And I don't want to get any hate tweets or messages or whatever.
Yes.
Like I'm not even going to go read. I'm
sure we probably already have.
Actually, the chat room was a little bit concerned that they thought they were hating on us too much. Some of them said they love us, so there's that.
All right.
Well, I'm not going to read it.
Let's get out of here. Goodbye, kids.
Bye.